Hello and welcome back to Concepts First to Mastery. In this section, we want to look at Git and GitHub, right? This is very, very important. When it comes to web development, right, you can't do without the use of Git and GitHub, right? And it's very important that you learn to work with it early on, right, in your learning phase, so that by the time you are done, you are okay with working with Git and collaborating with others using Git. So in this section, we'll not I just want to cover basic things, right, which is more like setup, right? I want to be able to set up Git, right? So I'll be using this slide actually as my guide. So here we want to set up Git. We want to install Git. We want to set up a GitHub account. Then we want to set up SSH permission on that GitHub account. So, all right, without wasting time, let's get into that. So install Git. All you need to do is just say Git download, right? Not GitHub, Git download. So Git is different from GitHub, and I'll be explaining the differences later on, right? So download, click on download. This will take you to the official site, right? And you have this particular page where you have you have download for different devices, right? So I'll be downloading for Windows, and I'll be downloading the latest version. So you can also do the same. Just click on download. And if you come here, you are going to see download, right? So I will just pause this because I already have this downloaded, right? So, but in your case, let it allow the download to complete, and then we can I'll just go to where I normally download things, right? Which is on downloads. Then you can come to, if I come down, right, you see Git here. It's an executable file, which means I can run it, right? So just double click. All right, you just follow the prompt, yes. And you do other basic things, right? Just keep clicking next for basic installation. All right, so that will go ahead to install the version or the Git application. You'll notice that the installation is now completed. You can just click OK. So what we can do to confirm that everything is all right is type a command prompt in the search box, right? Click on command prompt, and let's just type git -- version, right? So this is trying to check the version of the Git installed. So you can see that I'm able to get the version here, 2.46.0, which means that the installation is actually rightly done. So if yours is throwing error after implementing this code that I just gave you, Git that version, right? It means that it's not properly installed. So with this Git installed now, I can start running basic Git commands. So we'll learn about all that, but what I would just want to focus on the installation, right? Then the next thing on our list is to actually also set up a GitHub account. So usually you will need to set up a GitHub account, right? Don't forget, I've already mentioned, I will still talk about what Git is, what GitHub is. Just let's have this set up. So GitHub, just type GitHub and visit the website, right? Because I'm logged in, I expect it to just take me in, right? So for the sake of demonstration, I will log out. And once I log out, what you will have, right, once you visit the site is this interface. So just click on sign up, right? So once you sign up, once you click on sign up, it's going to request for your email, another sign up detail, right? Once that is done, it's going to send code to your email for verification. Verify your email, verify your account, and then try to sign in. So since my own account has verified, I can sign in from here, right, using my email. Then you supply the password. So that's signs you in. So you will not have anything there if you just created the account, and this is what we call repository, right? More like a project, right? That has been pushed here. So that's it. The last thing we want to do here is to actually have SSH. So SSH permission. So what we want to do is okay, let me just quickly clarify on that. So anytime you are working with GitHub, right? So usually GitHub will request some permissions. It's just for security reasons so that your account is not compromised. Someone else is not interacting with your repository and all that. So you will need to let GitHub know that you own the account. So there are different options that are made available, but I'll be using the SSH, right? So the SSH is all about generating a public and a private key, right? That will live on your device that you want to give permission to actually interact with GitHub, right? So the public key is actually from the word public. That means it can be seen, right? So what we are actually going to do is we are going to be supplying that public key on the GitHub. There's a place we are going to paste it. I'm going to show you. Then usually when you are not trying to do anything via GitHub, right? Or trying to interact with GitHub, your GitHub account, whenever there is need to actually give permission, right? GitHub is going to look for that public key where you saved it, and it's going to then try to contact the email you give, right? It's going to try to contact your device. Looking on your device, it's going to be looking for the private key pair, right? So if the private key pair is actually for that public key, you are going to have access. So I just needed to explain that so that it's not just you're not just doing it without understanding what is going on. So let's generate the public private key pair. So just type SSH SSH git SSH, right? Git SSH. So once you type it, you're going to see this first search response, right? Connecting to GitHub with SSH. That is all we are trying to do. And SSH stands for, okay, let's just leave that. I don't want to go into all that, just so that this is not too long. All right, here we can just come to generate new SSH key, right? Generate new SSH key, and it's going to bring you here. So you scroll down, you can just copy this one for RSA, right? And then you come to your terminal, just paste that code here, right? Change your email to your actual email, the email used for registration, right, on GitHub. So concept first to mastery. Make sure it's correct at gmail.com. So enter. This is going to try to generate a public private key. And I've already explained to you what that is doing, right? So this is the location it wants to save it, right? And usually you will leave it that way, right? So once you say enter, it already knows that I have SSH key on this device already, right? So it's asking me to overwrite it, and I'll just say yes for demonstration sake, right? Enter passphrase. I don't need passphrase. Enter. I don't need passphrase. So it has generated the public private key pair now. So what I need to do is I'll just go to your C drive. That is the location of the public private key, because as you see here, it's inside C drive, users there, right? So just go to C drive, users, there. Then here's my SSH. So I'll just grab the SSH and place it open that folder in my VS Code, right? So that I can make use of it. So all I need to do is come here, grab this SSH and paste it here. So that's it. By the time I click here, right, you see that we have id underscore rsa.pub and id underscore rsa. So the pub is what we need. That's the public key. Just Control A to copy everything. Don't add to it. Don't tamper with it. Just copy it like that. So you now come to your GitHub account, right? Where you have your profile, click on it, settings, right? Then you go to SSH and GPG keys, right? So I'll just delete this one that is there currently. Then you click on new. So give it a name. Let's just say key. right? And then you paste that code here. So this is your public key. Don't forget, there's a private peer that is kept on your device that GitHub will be trying to verify anytime it's required, right? So add SSH key. So that's basically all you need to do. Now we can begin to run basic Git commands, right? Then, like I've mentioned, the next section will delve into what Git is all about, and so that you have a proper understanding of this concept, the terminologies and all that, right? Okay, before I wrap up this, let's set up a basic project.